This is a very typical first page of a journal article you might download as a PDF. Most of the information you might need to create a reference list item will be found on the first page. This little video will show you how the information on the first page of a PDF translates to your reference list. This shows the reference list format for this journal article. APA uses a format called hanging indent. See how the first line starts more to the left than the second line does? There's a setting in Word for that. You don't want to create that effect with tabs and the space bar. We're going to go through each element of the item. By the time we're through, you'll know exactly how to format a reference list item for a journal article. The first thing you will want to examine is the authors. For your reference list, you don't have to worry about those superscript numbers. They're just alerting you to the different universities the authors work for. And this is what the author element looks like for a two-author reference item. Notice that there's a space between the initials of the first author, and notice the comma before the ampersand. That's the technical term for the and symbol. After the last author, initial, and period, put a space, then open parentheses, the year of publication, close parentheses, and period. Now we're going to look at the article title. Some article titles have subtitles, and you will need to include them in your reference list, but this one does not. When you type the article title, be sure that you only capitalize the first letter of the first word of the title and the subtitle, if there is one. If there are any proper names, those are capitalized too. Now we're going to look at the title of the journal. Some academic styles use abbreviations for journal titles, but APA uses the full title. APA style italicizes journal titles. Also, when you type the journal title, capitalize the first letter of the first and last words, the first letter of any proper noun, and the first letter of every significant word. APA considers a word significant if it is 4 or more characters long. You may have to search for the volume and beginning page number. Different publishers put them in different places. You may or may not need the issue number. The APA rule is to include the issue number if every issue of a journal begins on page 1. Trust me, anyone who tries to find a particular article without that information has a much harder time. Because this is issue 1, we don't know if every issue starts on page 1, so we have to go to check to know whether or not we have to include the issue number. You'll learn how to do that in another video. To get the last page number, you'll need to go to the last page of the article. Some PDFs of journal articles have an additional page at the end for information from the publisher. Don't include that in your page count. Include just the page numbers that were published in the journal. When you type the page numbers for your reference list, the numbers are not italicized, there are no spaces around the hyphen, and all the numbers are used. In some academic styles, digits that are repeated are not used at the end. For an example, an article that went from page 110 to 117 might show up as 110-7, but APA uses all of the digits, so the article that goes from page 110 to 117 would be written as 110-117. Most of the newer articles you download will have DOI information right on the first page, but articles printed before 2004 often don't show a DOI, even if they have one. There's another video showing how to look up a DOI. For now, just check out how the DOI is formatted for your reference list. Lowercase DOI and no period at the end.